absolutely crazy. Okay, so now you have the Dow Jones. It broke out. But if we come over here and look at Tesla again, my analysis has not changed. In fact, Tesla is one of the stronger stocks that we've been seeing. When you start seeing, oh, China about to go down, the Hang Seng and everything, the stuff is about to crash. They're falling out of nobody wants to live in the cities in Hong Kong and China. That's exactly when you want to buy. Bop, 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 bop. Welcome to the live stream. Welcome to the live stream. We'll be going over a bunch of stuff. Make sure you guys like and subscribe. We got a lot of stuff to talk about this time. Is the bottom near? Is the bottom near, man? We're gonna have to see. We are going to have to see. Is the bottom near? Is the bull run over? Question mark, question mark. Question mark, question mark. Ooh, ooh, ooh. I'm gonna let people come to the live stream. I'm gonna let a lot of stuff cook up and then we'll get into it. We'll get into it, okay? I promise. Should be a very interesting live stream. I give you that. I give you that. But a lot of stuff we talked about last week, I mean, it kind of came into fruition. Like, you guys really shouldn't be surprised with what's been happening inside the market. But we'll be talking about a lot of stuff. Make sure you guys like this video. Let's run up the likes before we even really get started. Let's keep tapping, double tapping the screen, subscribing. All right. Because we got a big week, man. I think right now is when you guys, you honestly want to be paying attention a whole lot right now. Because there's so much opportunities. Somebody said, oh, you're back. I'm live every single Sunday. Every single Sunday we go over. I just stopped going live Monday through Friday. You know, I think we get more information. Once we get to Sunday, we got like a whole week of information, you know? A whole week. A whole week. All right, but you guys know how I like doing this. Let's look at what we saw for the Qs last week. Okay, I always like starting off the streams with like, what did we say last week? You know, I don't want to just make up a new thing every single time. You know, let's see what we said last week, and then we'll give what we believe is going to happen with the market this week. We've been pretty accurate. I mean, if you go to our YouTube right now, the most accurate live stream on the Qs and SPY overall. But let's just see what we said last week.
What do you expect? What do you really expect? You know, now I did think we were gonna get a slight bigger bounce, but that's just not what we got. We didn't get that big bounce. Well, we got like it was $4.
Let's keep liking the screen.
$4 off from where I thought the bounce was gonna be.
Like this video. Comment where you from.
We did make that new next leg down, like we talked about on the last Sunday live stream.
All right.
Are we getting
fast forward? Come on, come
on.
on.
And then by that, where we went wrong, get some far out contracts, etc. Let's run the likes of people. That where you. Me personally, I don't think so. I think we're going to get a little relief rally, though, because we are very oversold.
A little relief rally.
Get the bulls more excited. I do not think this is the bottom just yet. I think we do push around 350. We get this around 1.10, and then we'll be talking about the next leg up, okay? Do not get this confused at all. Do not sit here for 1 second and think we're about to come crashing way back down to around 260, 270, okay? Now, anything is possible. Don't get it. don't get it confused. You know, I don't have a crystal ball. I don't.
All right, so basically last week we said we should get a relief rally. We got that huge relief rally all the way up to 370, okay? I do not think this is the bottom for the Qs. I do think we get one more leg down before that initial push to the upside. But by any means, like, we will continue to push to the upside. It just depends on when we bottom. No one can really time the bottom, okay? So I do want to keep pushing that. And I do believe let's just take a peek at what could happen potentially this week. So if I'm looking at the Qs, we had that huge rally. A lot of people made a lot of money off of this big rally that we had from, Friday, Monday, really all this week until, Thursday hit. And then, Friday we got that little squeeze. But if we're looking at the market come next week, you want to make sure that it starts trading back above 368, 369 if you are long. Why am I saying that? Is because that is the 50% correction back to the upside if it does end up, if this isn't an A, B, C, D, which I anticipate this to be an A, you got B, and then if we do get to 367, 368, that'd be the perfect rejection zone for C, and then, we make that little leg down, and then we end up pushing to all-time highs, okay? So that is the main idea that I'm watching this week. I want to see how we react to this 368, 367 level, okay? And the main reason why I'm saying that is because I don't think there's enough fear inside the market just yet. Just yet. Now, we did have the previous close, 43 fear. You love to see it. We're sitting neutral right now. But this, in my opinion, needs to at least get to 1.10. Why do I say around 1.10 is because that's usually around where we top out at. So if you look at December bottom, we had 1.10, 1.21. We bottomed out in December. We ended up rallying all the way until February or March, actually, where you had it top out again, okay? And then you had 1.14. So the main thing that I want to pay attention to is to see us get back to around 1.10, 1.14, because when we do get that, there will be extreme fear in the market. There'll be more fear over here. And what do I always tell you guys? You want to buy the fear like we've been doing all year. God dang, that rhymed. Okay, you want to buy the fear like we've been doing all year. Okay, and right now I don't think there's enough fear inside the market. I think there's still a lot of people being very, very bullish, which they should be very bullish, but you also got to realize you got to be bullish when most people are bearish. That's how you make a lot of money, okay? So that's the main idea that I'm paying attention to. If you think this is bearish by any means necessary, you're going to end up getting cooked, okay? We're going to end up going to all-time highs. You just got to make sure you're picking good buying opportunities, and this is the best pullback that we've had all year. So we just got to wait a little bit. I anticipate the Qs to end around, maybe 349, 347, get the liquidity around there, get some more some more bulls scared, get some more bears excited, and then we'll continue to push up. But in terms of setups, okay, we're going to be looking at individual stocks as well. I just want to get the Qs idea out there. In terms of setups, there's so many great setups that are happening right in front of your eyes, okay? Right in front of your eyes. And another thing, okay? A lot of you guys want to be bearish. A lot of you guys want to be bearish, okay? As long as we stay above this 21 EMA like we've been bouncing from since March. This is the March bottom. It went to the 21 EMA and just continued. We're sitting there right now. If you're trying to be overly bearish, you're being overly bearish almost at the bottom of the rally that we've been having. And the reason this 21 EMA is so important, in my opinion, is because if you come back to 2021, first of all, what you got to realize about 2021, 2022, and the year we're in right now, 2023, is that we've never actually exited the bull market. You guys realize that, right? We've never actually exited the bull market. We've been in the bull market since 2020. Okay? What you had in 2022 was just a slight correction. There's no way this was a bear market, okay? This was a slight correction and then we're going to, take out new peaks. But the 21 EMA, why that is important is because if you come back to 2021, all you saw was bounces every single week. This is a weekly time frame. You guys remember that 2020 bottom? After 2020, all you had was the weekly 21 EMA bounce every single goddamn time until 2022, where you had that little slight correction, okay? And the reason this 21 EMA is so important because it does it all the time, okay? This isn't anything new. This is a regular occurrence that happens inside of bull markets, and you get these slight corrections, chop, etc. But in trend, look at this. this is 2016. This is July 2006. This isn't like a day or, a week. This is taking place over multiple years where we get this 21 EMA bounce. So this is July 2016, and we come back here. When did it end up peaking out? September 2018. Okay? So that is the main thing I want you guys to pay attention to, because this slight correction that you have right here, yes, it was a correction. Yes, it was a retracement, but we've never exited outside the bull market that we're currently in right now. And we just got to make sure we're paying attention to this 21 EMA that it keeps bouncing from, okay? Let's continue to like this video. You guys know how these live streams work. Like the video. We'll move on to individual stocks. I don't really want to look at SPY because I think the most money will be made. I mean, SPY is looking, the same. It's that 21 EMA that you see right here. It's looking a little scribbly because, we do analysis on a daily basis. Inside the Discord, we look at this stuff in live trading. We go to live classes, etc. But SPY is basically the same thing, same 21 EMA idea, and it's sitting there right now. And now I do think we come down and grab this liquidity. Like I said, I do think we have one more leg down in us. I don't think that leg down will be huge, but I think there's a little bit more fear to be had in the market, okay? But anyways, let's move on to individual stocks. You guys spam whatever ticker you guys want me to look over, and I will give you the best analysis that you can find on TikTok. And I'm not just saying that. The reason I'm saying that is because if you go back in our previous videos, if you go look at our YouTube, we document this stuff on a daily basis. And we basically have been spot on with a lot of this stuff. Now, I'm not going to say it's 100%. Like, we missed on some of them, of course. But you're at least getting a 70 to 80% hit rate. And I think that's as good as, I think that's amazing. If you can get 70, 80% hit rate, it's amazing, okay? I remember last week, told you guys about Tesla.
New lows. And I actually want to look at Tesla. Before we look at.
This was last week on Tesla. This is on the YouTube. Last week Tesla.
Let's look at Tesla, man. Tesla's sitting in perfect.
I laughed at you.
Oh my! This is why, man. This is why. Now, could something like this happen? Remember when Tesla made that peak high in February 15th? That's exactly where it's sitting right now.
I talk a lot.
And then it came down.
Come on, let's get to the point.
Dumping tragically. And if you guys know anything about Tesla, Tesla has a lot of stuff, good stuff happening for it. If they were just an EV company, they're front running everybody and having charging stations where GM literally has to be like, hey, can we use your charging stations, bro?
Come on.
This is an AI company. It does so much more. They're probably going to put out some robo-taxis, man. They're going to go crazy. And this is a dip that is absolutely perfect. And the reason I tell you guys this is because this is sitting in a buy area. Like, this is literally sitting in the 50% retracement from this huge run. Remember I was telling you guys to buy at 170? If you guys go back on YouTube for a very long time.
Okay, basically I'm telling you, please buy Tesla. I don't even know where I said it, but I was saying please buy Tesla. Tesla was in an amazing buying opportunity. We made a whole lot of money on Tesla inside the Discord. Over 279%. You come over here, my boy Tech Moo made some, we made a lot of money on Tesla. All right, now let's go back over Tesla. I see people spamming Tesla. We're gonna look at Tesla again. Now that it's up, $23 from when I told you to buy it, when it was $215 last Sunday. So all you had to do was come in Monday, be like, I believe what boy's about to say. Don't do that. Actually look at it and see, if it fits your management. See if it fits what you're doing with your portfolio. You're managing your portfolio at the end of the day. But if we come over here and look at Tesla again, my analysis has not changed. In fact, Tesla is one of the stronger stocks that we've been seeing. Tesla's really, really strong right now, and you see it sitting in this nice little flag, nice little W pattern on a 4-hour time frame, on a daily time frame. And my analysis has not changed. I think we get something like we got the last run up that you saw right here. So you guys remember when you had that huge dump and then you had that huge run up just for it to make a new leg down? I think you get something very similar. And I think you see Tesla at around 265 before this, before you get a slight correction back to the downside, okay? Tesla has a lot of good stuff going for it. They're front running a lot of people in terms of AI, in terms of EV. They have a lot of good stuff and a lot of news in the tank. To be honest, they're undervalued. I'm gonna just be honest. They're undervalued, even though you're looking at this almost at a $800 billion market cap. It's still undervalued. All right. So I think if you look at Tesla right now, you'll get a slight push up to 265. Okay. That's still what I'm seeing for Tesla. I think you get a nice run up this week. I think Tesla's one of the more bullish stocks in the market. But should you buy it after it has ran up from 228 all the way to 239? If you missed it Friday, if you didn't get into a swing on it Friday, don't look to buy it after it. You don't look to buy stuff after it's up 4%. So if I'm coming in next week and looking at Tesla, I at least want to see a slight retracement or some sort of retracement back to 239, 233. Now, will you get that? I don't know, but until then, it's a day trade opportunity, a scalping opportunity. You don't really want to swing it just yet until you get a nice correction back to 232. Okay, so that's the main thing I'm going to be looking at for Tesla. I want that 233 bounce. If not, I'll just be looking to day trade it. And I know a lot of you guys are looking at this like it's in a head and shoulders. A lot of you guys looking at this like, oh, it's in a head and shoulders. It's in a head and shoulders. Now, don't get it wrong. This could be a head and shoulders. But as soon as it breaks out from this left shoulder that you have right here, Tesla could go absolutely crazy, okay? So I really like Tesla to the upside. I think it's a day trade opportunity until it can at least retest 232, okay? Anyways, let's move on. Let's move on, man. Let's move on. Spam the tickers, man. Spam the tickers. Tesla was a buy the dip premium last week. Absolutely. Absolutely. Absolute. Uber, Crowd. I want to look at Crowd. You guys ask about a lot of the same tickers each week. I remember Crowd was, I think, right here on Monday. You guys told me to look at it. I said, yeah, it's going to get to the zone. It literally went to that zone, 158. And then, rejected pretty hard. So if I was looking at Crowd, let me delete all this. This is I like keeping it nice and neat. Let me delete all of it. If you look at Crowd, the risk to reward on Crowd to me isn't quite there until you can get a pullback, okay? The reason I say that is because if you didn't catch this bounce at 144 where it bounced up and went almost to 150, a $6 move almost, like it had Friday, okay? The market is all about psychology and getting good buying opportunities. If you're looking at this, it's coming up on another rejection zone right here. And it's literally like $2 away. So the risk to reward to me just isn't quite there to the call side. To the call side anyways, okay? I think Crowd, you want to pay attention to this 151 level. This is actually a rejection level, okay? This is a rejection level. So if Crowd does not break out from 152, look for it to come back down and start testing. And like I said, the market to me looks like it's going to make a newer low anyway. So Crowd usually follows the market, right? So I think Crowd is going to make a newer low as well. All right. So this 152 level is very important. If it starts breaking above there, the analysis will change. But until then, you got to, Now, don't get it confused. Like, Crowd is going to make all-time highs. I just think there's a better buying opportunity for you to get in Crowd. And that could possibly come around 140, 139. Okay, like I said, there's not enough fear in the market. I think there could be another leg down in the market before we start pushing, to all-time highs. Okay? So that's what I'm paying attention to for Crowd. The risk to reward just isn't there. It doesn't look like a good trade this week unless you're looking to catch puts. So that's what I think about Crowd, man. I don't like it until it can start trading above 152. Really 153. 153, that's when it'll start making some noise, because until then, this is like I said, a A, B, C, and then D is right here. But D right here, if it ever gets to D, this is the perfect buying opportunity. All right. Anyways, let's move on. But like I said, I do love Crowd as a company. And when the market starts heating up, and when you see a lot of bears start coming, more bears coming into the market, when you see a lot of fear being pushed into the market, Crowd is going to be one that runs. Okay. And to be honest, CrowdStrike is one that is a good day trade regardless. We caught CrowdStrike this week. it gives good, it moves very well, and the contracts aren't that expensive, okay? We already did Tesla. We did Tesla. All right, a lot of people asked about NVIDIA and AMD. Let's look at NVIDIA and AMD. All right, let's look at NVIDIA and AMD. A lot of people got cooked up. A lot of people got cooked up on NVIDIA. And the funny thing is, 2 weeks ago, I was telling you guys to buy right here. Some of you guys like, no way you were telling us to buy right here. No way you were telling. I was telling you guys to buy right here because it was in this demand level. Okay, that was around like August 13th live stream, August 12th live stream. Somebody asked about NVIDIA. This is the perfect buying area. The second perfect buying area was right here. You know, so now that we got that out the way, now the NVIDIA TA is very accurate, is what I'm trying to tell you guys. Okay, so you guys saw what NVIDIA did on earnings. It had its best revenue ever. Okay, this is a company that continues to produce like every single earnings, they just get better and better. And if you guys remember what, and I'm just gonna tell you guys the whole narrative around NVIDIA and why shorting it is crazy in my opinion. Now, of course, you'll be able to get some day trades, but in the long term, inside this bull market that we're in, we should see NVIDIA 600, 700 plus. Okay, and the reason I'm saying that is because the demand for chips just isn't there. I mean, the demand is there, the supply is not there. There's not enough chips to be made for people, but everybody wants chips. All right, supply and demand 101. So if you look at NVIDIA, the main thing I want to do is draw up the fibs, and you see that it closed. You see that it closed above 455, 456. You see that it closed right there. So if I'm looking at NVIDIA, the levels that I'm paying attention to is 455. I want to make sure it stays above 455. If it doesn't stay above 455, it'll fall. It'll continue to fall to 440, 430, okay? And if the market is going to make a new leg like we're predicting, you know, I think you could get a better price on NVIDIA, okay? I think you could. But to me, there's nothing. These levels that I just drew up, these are the main things that I'll be paying attention to. If it doesn't stay above 455, it's going to continue to collapse to 440, 430, okay? I don't think, me personally, it looks like, you know, until it can really, let me see. Yeah, I wouldn't. There's no way I'd be looking to long NVIDIA unless it can show me that it gets back above 465, 470, and, you know, possibly it could retest up here, okay? But I think you're going to be able to get a better price on NVIDIA. I think it's going to fall below 455. I really think it's going to fall below 455, and then you're going to get better buying opportunities, okay? But to me, this doesn't look good to the call side is what I'm saying, okay? I don't really like it. Oh, let me see what Twitch is talking about. They said, I didn't get noticed. The return of Frosting. I quit my job. Full porting. Big moves. Get me caught up in the market. Is the market good right now? All right, you guys want to look at Netflix on Twitch. We'll look at Netflix. But like I said, for NVIDIA, I think you get a better buying opportunity for it. That doesn't mean that it's going to, you know, will it get back to 400? Will it get back down here? I don't think so. But I do think you're going to get a better buying opportunity this week, especially when you look at the weekly candle. Like, this is an ugly weekly candle, okay? Very ugly weekly candle. So I'll be paying attention to a better buying opportunity, at least until it can, you know, start trading back above 465, etc. But below 455 is where you'll get a lot of bearishness, okay? That's what I'm watching for. That's what I'm watching for. But somebody like me personally, I don't even like shorting NVIDIA. You know, I don't even like shorting something like NVIDIA. Why? Because there's people that think fundamentals, but I'm telling you right now, inside of a bull market, inside of a hype type market, you shouldn't be looking at fundamentals at all. Not for something like NVIDIA. But yeah, I don't really like it this week. I don't see much for it. This isn't a amazing stock. But let's look at Netflix. Somebody said NVIDIA 400 put. Come on, bro. NVIDIA 400 put. All right, let's look at Netflix. Let's look at Netflix. Man, this stock is ugly. For some of this TA, For some of this TA, I just don't see much. I would be looking for 422. If it gets to 422, you want to see what it does over here, okay? Inside of this area, to me, it's like a no man's land. No man's land. To where I wouldn't buy puts for it, I wouldn't buy calls for it because it's just not much going on for it. Not much going on for it. I'm bullish on it overall. But this week, like we're talking about this week, you want to be a bit careful. A bit careful, okay? It actually looks bearish. I'm not going to lie to you. If you're bullish, wait for it to get above 422. You'll thank me later. If you wait for Netflix to get above 422, you will thank me later because this could easily reject right here. We talked about these ABCDs happening all the time. Really 425. Let's put it right here. Okay, because a lot of ABCDs look like a potential. Look very, you know. Yeah. I would look for that reject at 425. 425, I'd be looking for that reject. If it starts pushing above here, we'll have a different analysis. But like I said, if we believe, or if Juan believes the Qs are gonna, you know, make a new leg down, you know, potentially get to around this area right here, and then make a new leg down, I'm not gonna think Netflix is bullish. You know, at least until it could trade back above 425, and if the market shifts, but I think there's a little bit more fear. Anyways, let's move on. Boys, I love you keeping it real. Appreciate it, bro. Are you ignoring me? No, I'm not ignoring you, man. You wanna look at Moderna? Let's look at Moderna. Let's check out Moderna. And then we'll look at Google. We'll look at Google, we'll look at Moderna and then we'll look at Google, okay? All right. So I know you guys want to look at, or I don't know if you want to look at Moderna because, you know, you've heard of the new COVID vaccine or whatever it may be. But this stock is now in an uptrend. The stock is now in an uptrend. So to short it just wouldn't be that smart. It wouldn't be that smart, but I'd be looking, the only way I'd be looking to buy is if it gets to 108. I like that 108. The 108, but to me, nah. Pay attention to this trend. Pay attention to this trend. Yeah, I wish I could tell you more for it, but there's just not much, you know, it's just not. This could potentially be a news play. It could potentially be a news play. If COVID does get pushed a lot, I don't think people are going to fall for it again, though. I just really don't think people are going to fall for the whole COVID thing again, even if Joe Biden says it, even if, you know what I'm saying? I just don't think the world is going to get locked down and have as much COVID hype like it did back in 2021, and that's where it pushed to, you know, 400. Before all that COVID hype, this is a $12 stock. You know, this is a $12 stock before all the COVID hype. So to long it I wouldn't long it, especially when it broke down from this support, and now it retested it. So the only way I'd be actually bullish on Moderna, the only way I'd be actually bullish is if it does do something like this. Is if it turns back, if it makes the new supply a demand, and then it goes from there. But until then, all this did was reject the supply turn demand, or demand turn supply. Yeah, I don't like Moderna. This is a $12 stock before COVID. And the reason it's getting this nice push up because, you know, COVID news started coming back, but I don't think it's going to get as much hype as it did. I don't like it. We're going to look at Hang Seng. Do not worry. We're going to look at the Hang Seng. I do want to take a peek at Home Depot because if you look at the Dow Jones, and Home Depot looks absolutely amazing, especially because it's now sitting in this nice demand. And it's sitting, look, a lot of you guys think the Dow Jones stocks might be done. But I'm telling you right now, it gave you that peak out. It's giving you the retest. It's giving you the retest after it broke out. And if you guys remember what's been happening with the Dow Jones all year after it had that slight run up, you know, when the markets bottomed back in September, October, all it's been doing is consolidating while you had the Qs and SPY running up, going absolutely crazy. Okay, so now you have the Dow Jones. It broke out, and now it's retesting the breakout. So to me, the Dow Jones still looks absolutely amazing. And the reason I say that is because Home Depot has a large percentage weighted against the index. Home Depot looks very, very good. I like it, Max. I love it. I love it. And I know you like the falling wedge. I see that as well. But it's sitting in this nice demand. Home Depot is honestly one that I think has the most potential coming into this week because the risk to reward is there as well. The risk to reward is there. If it breaks below 321, okay, you missed out on $2. But the upside is absolutely crazy. It's absolutely crazy because it could break out from this huge rejection, bro. Now, will it break out this week? I have no idea. But if it just stays in between this consolidation area like it's been doing, you know, since July, August, it's just been consolidating, you know, going up, going back down, going back up. We could have a nice week for Home Depot coming up. Yeah, we could have a very nice week for Home Depot coming up. This excites me. I like it. I like it. It's sitting in this nice liquidity, nice risk to reward. This is the best one that we've seen this week. So far this week. So on Sunday. You know, it's just Sunday. You know, some can have Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. But Sunday, this is the best one we've seen this week. I like Home Depot. I think it gets a nice bounce right here. If not, the risk to reward is there regardless. And that's what this is all about. Getting great risk to reward opportunities. The reward is very high and the risk is very limited. All right, I like it. Yep, looks good. Looks very good. Let's see what Goldman Sachs is doing. Goldman Sachs looks good as well. We actually made a lot of money on Goldman Sachs this week. All right, let's move on. Let's move on. What you guys want to look at? What do you guys want to look at? Oh, somebody said Goldman Sachs. Somebody said Goldman Sachs. Goldman Sachs is bull diverging heavy. You got to be watching this one because the risk to reward on all these Dow Jones stocks are there. It's there. I like it. I like it. Sitting on this nice trend line. Yeah. There's no way I'd be bearish, that's for sure. Especially like even BA, like yeah, the Dow Jones might be carrying. The Dow Jones is the index you want to be paying attention to. The stocks inside of there is what you want to be paying attention to. Like even Visa. Why? Because these stocks are very strong. Inside, we're in a bull market, okay? You know we're going to continue to go up. The Qs and SPY, they need to find a bottom first, wherever that might be. I think we get one more leg down on the SPY and the Qs. But the Dow Jones has a mind of its own. I mean, you just look at Visa, which is a part of the Dow Jones, and it's about to break out. It's literally about to go to all-time highs. Love it. Let's look at CRM. Yeah, I think I'm paying attention to the Dow Jones stock. I'm paying attention to the Dow Jones this week, man. There's no, because when the SPY and the Qs are tricky, not tricky, but you gotta pay attention to more to like day trades, and it's not as obvious. You want to go to something that's kind of that you can rely on, that's a little bit more obvious, that has been consolidating for this whole year, being accumulated this whole year. And to me, that's the Dow Jones stock. A lot of the stocks we're looking at, look, the risk to reward on them is there. With the TA, yeah, I love it. I love it. Don't let CRM actually break out. It is stuck. It is in this little consolidation area, so that's something you gotta pay attention to. It's been in here for a little bit. Up, down. So you wanna make sure you're not trying to buy breakouts necessarily. But yeah. I really like the Dow Jones. Let's look at the Hang Seng. I think TikTok shadow banned me, but that's all good. That's all good. They did it last week too. The Hang Seng. Look, when I tell you guys the fear, when you start seeing, China about to go down, the Hang Seng and everything, the stuff is about to crash. They're falling out of nobody wants to live in the cities in Hong Kong and China. That's exactly when you want to buy. All right. The Hang Seng has just been sitting here consolidating after it had that huge bottom back in October from January. It's basically been doing the same thing the Dow Jones has been doing. And you have this doji right here. To me, this can easily form a nice, huge... I've seen that happen so many times. So when you're looking at the Hang Seng, this is one that is absolutely beautiful as well. The price target's getting to 28K. It's just a fact of, okay, let's get a lot of people thinking that it's not going to get to 28K. Let's get a lot of people thinking that we are going to make a new leg lower on the Hang Seng, and then we'll push it back up. And I think they're accomplishing that very quietly, okay? So if you're looking at the Hang Seng, I absolutely love it. Some stocks in there include PDD, which we've been doing dirty all year. We've been doing dirty all year since it reached the bottom of the trend line right here at $61 in May, and all it's been doing is going up ever since, making new higher lows. And what do you see right now is at a higher low. Oh my, China. I'm glad we went live today. Because if you look at the Dow Jones, if you look at the Hang Seng, these are sitting in amazing opportunities to where you could catch a nice swing off. Like, look at this. Higher low. It gave a very good pullback. Bro, Temu, man. This thing's inevitably going to get back to the top. Okay? Inevitably. We've seen this play out so many times. I love it. Love the Hang Seng. Whoever said Hang Seng, absolutely. And to be honest, this is what you want to pay attention to when the Qs and SPY are playing games anyways. Which, it is playing games. It's been consolidating since August 17th. It goes up, it goes back down, and it's just doing its thing. It's just sitting here. Those stocks look good. Let's look at Baba. Check out Baba. Even Baba looks good. Like a lot of people want to focus on buying up here. A lot of people want to focus on buying the breakouts. like you saw right here, not realizing that buying when it's making a higher low, you had the low, higher low, then it blasted off from the higher low. Now it's making a new higher low, testing all this liquidity down, bro. Man, China looks good. China looks good, and I'm absolutely bullish on what's happening in China right now. And we always knew the price target on Alibaba. Like we've drew this before. We've always known the price target on Alibaba, sitting in this humongous flag, it was going to get to 160. That's always been the price target. It's just a matter of when, not if. Okay, so I really like Baba. I think it comes back up and retests the top. Why would I think otherwise? It's sitting in this nice channel. China looks very good. Dow Jones looks very good. China looks very good. You gotta love it. You gotta love it. Anyways, so I said new lows coming on Baba. Bro, new lows will put it at $60. I hope it gets to $60. I really hope it gets to $60, bro. I doubt it. You know, it's a very low percentage that it'll get to new lows. A lot of stuff will have to happen in China. You know, so I said weekly pattern on Baba equals new lows. Hey man, if you say so, get puts, man. If you say so, you know. Let's move on. The slow-mo Neo. Neo has earnings this week. I'm not gonna look at Neo because it has earnings, but like I said, I'm bullish on China. I just don't like playing earnings. And look at this. Like, how could you not? Come on. All right, let's move on. Let's move on. Okay, so for AMD, I told you guys my price target on it was 100. It reached 100. There's no way I wouldn't be a buyer of AMD, especially if you're getting like some far out calls for it. Especially if you're getting far out calls. Because if you look at what's been happening with AMD all year, like this isn't a new occurrence. This has actually been happening for an entire year almost, since October. Makes a new leg high, makes a new low, new leg high. You know what I'm saying? So this actually would be a very good buying opportunity. I love it. For some of this stuff, how could you be bearish? How can you be bearish? It's sitting in this nice demand. When AMD actually starts running again, you'll be like, God damn, why was I trying to short at 100? If there's more supply than there is demand for these microchips, for these semiconductors, what do you think's gonna happen? Anyways, I don't want to be live for too long. I think we looked at plenty of stocks. Like I said, I'm paying attention mainly to the Dow Jones. I'm paying attention mainly to the Hang Seng. I think those two have very great weeks, and I think they have a lot of potential going forward. Until the Qs and SPY can figure out a bottom, etc. Because then we get into like the IWMs. We get into the IWMs where we are now at an amazing pullback for it. Because you never want to try to catch a breakout. Catching breakouts are hard, especially when it's been following a trend all year. But now that you have this really nice pullback on IWM, which we knew was going to happen. Because you don't buy, you don't try to get you don't look at the breakouts when everybody's looking at it like, oh, it's about to break out, it's about to go stupid. No, you look at it when it pulls back. So a lot of this stuff is looking very good. I'm excited for this upcoming week. I appreciate you guys for tuning in. We already looked at Tesla. If you want to look at anything that if you missed the stocks we already looked at, you have to follow the Twitter, and then we post the recap on there, okay? But anyways, thank you guys for tuning in. I've been live for 45 minutes. This is a very quick live stream, but it felt like a quick live stream, but really we looked at a lot. So anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this live stream. Appreciate you guys for tuning in, and I'll talk to you guys later. I'm out. Peace. PayPal. Man, Max, PayPal looks good, man. PayPal looks really good. PayPal is one of my favorites. And last week we talked about it. I said, please don't short this, bro.
Dude does not, man. All right, so for PayPal, this is a stock that just swept its lows. You got to put some respect on it now because it swept its lows. It swept the low that it had in May. It had bad earnings. It swept it. So to short it right here is irresponsible. Like I wouldn't even look to.
Same thing, Max. To short it right here is irresponsible, bro. Same thing. I wouldn't short it. I think it gets to at least, the top 67. Looks good. Boys, why are you not linking your Twitch in your link tree? I don't know. I need to link it though. Probably right. Anyways, peace out.